right there on top of the moon. We could sit and do nothing. I wish we were bold to just fly away. I don't wanna care. Just be here and I'm good alone. I'll be okay, miss you like an old friend. Too scared now, thinking I should call up.
Hi guys, what's up? I am Shreya Roy and you are watching Edunation Ecofunomics.
B, C, D, E, F, G. Hi there, Tex, how's you doing? The one you met at the campus day.
So initially I used to even try to make my background look a little nice, look a little put together. Now I have just given up on that thing because I know if I try to put an effort into my background, I'll never be able to produce and give contents on a consistent rate. So today I am going to present to you a small discussion, and some people out there might say, oh my god, again this topic. Yes, so if you have been following Ecofunomics, that is my website, for pretty long time, this is the most talked about topic on my website. So I am going to bring that topic to my video, to my YouTube channel, and let's see what you guys have to say about it. Child labor or child starvation? Let me give you a little back history or a story on how I arrived to this topic. Well, this research topic is not my original. You'll get 10,000 work of this on the Google Scholar, on Google casually. Well, I was introduced to this topic by my professor of Calcutta University, Dr. Anirban Mukherjee. So he has completed his PhD from Columbia University, I assume. I am not really sure. And I also was exposed to this topic on a more broader scale on a world conference, that are international conference, which I had attended. So this is not about which is good and which is bad. This topic is which is a more terrible evil, child starvation or child labor. So in India, Pakistan, Africa, or to say the less developed or developing economies, so many children are exposed to child labor. Why? Because if they do not work, they'll die. If they do not work, they'll starve. So what is your opinion? So as per statistics, 168 million children are actually a victim of child labor. So this is a severe thing, and you'll find so many research papers, topics, articles, books contributed and totally speaking about child labor. So a recent study proves that child labor is proportionate to the dropout rates of a country. Dropout rate means a student is enrolled in a school and then he stops going. The male dropouts are less compared to the female dropouts, as we know, obvious reason. In most of the developing countries, females or the women are expected to stay back home, learn cooking, learn domestic work, so on and so forth. And male are expected to get educated so that they can enter the job market. However, let me just put out some of the negative effects of both. If a child labor, if a child is prevented from getting educated, the future of the country is hence withheld there itself. So the young generation, young population who are supposed to run the country in the future date are basically not getting educated. They are not getting a developed brain, and hence they are preventing the country's growth, the country's GDP. Now let's look at the starvation aspect. So if a child does not receive proper diet, proper nutrition, his physical growth, his mental growth, his overall, development is prevented. One way or the other, both is going to prevent the growth of the country. One is directly going to affect the human capital, the other is going to affect the human capital in health wise. Overall, both are evil. So in my aspect, how the entire thing should be tackled is we should have a more flexible child labor policy. Out of that, the government can do is have flexible child policies in which, like part-time thing maybe, or increase the incentives so the students are actually moved towards the school, maybe not just one single midday meal, more benefits along with that. So it should be more flexible. Now I leave the panel over here, I leave the discussion extremely over here, and write down below, comment down below what you think is a greater evil, child labor or child starvation. Which place should the government keep its focus? Should it try to prevent child labor, or should it try to prevent child starvation? Let me know your views, let me know your comments. There was this industry which used to make bangles, and all of a sudden, because of this entire child labor thing, which was a prohibiting act, to prevent the kids from child labor, there were acts which prohibited these sort of small scale industries and SMEs from using kids as their laborers, as their employees. So these kids were all of a sudden thrown out of the industry. Now these kids had only one question which they wanted to ask the government. Now how do you expect us to eat and survive? You threw us out of the industry. Okay, well, good, fine. Now what? How do we survive? How do you answer that now? So there are many initiatives taken by the government, developing, less developed governments. Like for example, in India, we have the midday meal, which provides free lunch to every school going kids. Now this is a thing. Remote students wouldn't travel that long just for one-time meal. And if the parents have this philosophy, this thing in their head, that if they can use another helping hand, they'll get another day's wage, which is higher than what the midday meal is. Another day's wage means 3 people can fill their stomach. 3 people can eat food, whereas a single midday meal is for a single child. You'll get the entire article, you'll get all the details, you'll get everything on my website. Please visit www.ecofunomics.com. As you know, we have crossed 60 countries, and now we have 60 countries visiting our website for knowledge and research articles and topics. As I said, it is free of cost. You have zero subscription fee. Please enjoy the I will see you next week. I know this was a little out of the blue video, but as you know, YouTube has shadow banned me, so my videos are not reaching my subscribers. As it is, I really have 150 or 160 subscribers, and I really don't want that family to just vanish away just like that. So if you're new here, please join the family. I'll try to post more knowledgeable, more well-built videos. Until then, please bear with me. Please bear with my inconsistency. Love you and see you next week. Toodles.